Okay, Robbie Wong here. We're going to do something a little bit different here, and that is discuss what this deck is and make a bunch of swaps to it, because I subscribe to the thought process of take your performance, remove anything that's unnecessary, and be left with what is good. And every single card in this deck, even though it's Brawl, still needs to justify its existence in the list. And how does it add to the strategy? Does it synergize? Does it make other cards more powerful? And most importantly, is it powerful on its own? So, for example, let's look at a card like Erratic Cyclops. Doesn't see play in Constructed, so then can it see play in something more casual like Brawl? So that this is immediately a card that pings in my head in terms of, well, why are you here? You're a 4-drop. Are you better or worse than a card, say, like Questing Beast? You know, here's a 4-drop. So if I'm top decking, which would I rather see? A card like Erratic Cyclops, where I need instants and sorceries to make it useful, or a Questing Beast, which is immediately relevant on almost every single battlefield and can take out a Planeswalker from top deck mode. If it's in my opening hand, and this deck doesn't ramp a whole lot, but I can, would I rather ramp into this, or would I rather ramp into Erratic Cyclops? So I try and play the stock list as close as possible. I mean, the last video you saw me replace the Wilds land with Fabled Passage because it literally is better in every sense of the word. So let's go through my list here of cards that I think are better. So first of all, let's go ahead and get Questing Beast, and let's slide it in here. Okay, so this side, these are creatures that are going to stay. These are cards that are just like generically good. These are the removal stack, because I am a big fan of removal in this format, because combo is not really a thing. And aggro is more of a thing, but not really mono white, mono red. I feel this is bordering on aggro and mid-range. So let's go through this pile, and mostly these are cards that don't see constructed play. So this is my first indication that they are not powerful cards. Ember Hauler sees play in mono red. Healer of the Glade sees play, but only in elemental specific decks, which this deck does not synergize elementally. Okay, so Castle Embereth in a deck that has 11, 12-ish mountains, I think is a very low cost of inclusion. So let's go ahead and make that switch. All right, Domri. Domri ramps. Domri's 3 mana. It also is removal, because you can, if you have a creature, you can fight. It's also Anthem effect. It's everything that you want to be doing. Would you rather see that or a Robo Belt runner, right? So well, I should leave all those in there. Let's do Robber of the Rich. 2-drop, hasty, gets the job done. Let's you know, other 2-drops in here. Robber of the Rich can grind if it connects. A lot of these 2-drops can't fulfill that purpose. It's only a creature. It's not a creature that can a Questing Beast already. The Bone Crusher, okay, is often 2 cards in one, and is removal and beat down. Bolt Hound, not constructed playable, but did a lot of good work for us in the mono red as an anthem. Legion War Boss. If we are fighting a control deck, that's a good card to have. If they don't have the sweeper, it can get out of hand for them. Light Up the Stage. 1 mana Divination, good in aggro decks. Phoenix of Ash. Evasion, haste. Evercool Phoenix. 4 mana for 4/4 flying. Yeah, let's go ahead. I didn't think about that, but let's and it plays around sweepers. Chandra, Fire Artisan, as a excellent grinder. Because this true aggro, I don't really believe exists here. Torbrand, you know what? Let's skip him because we have a lot of green sources. Terror of the Peaks, a little bit more expensive, but we do have expensive cards that we're looking to replace. And this card, if unchecked, can completely decimate a board. Embercleave. Excellent finisher. Lead the Stampede. This is a very creature-centric build, so I think that's a great way to find what you're looking for. Nylea, good at grinding, good as a beater once you hit the devotion. There's a lot of red in here. Actually, let's hold off on Nylea. I'm gonna put a note that I didn't put Nylea in here. Okay, Vivian Arcbow Ranger, I think, is an excellent removal spell plus. God Eternal Ronus. Hard to kill. Doubles everybody's power. Nissa. Thorn Mammoth. Another really good. This and Terror of the Peaks are really similar in terms of if they stick around, bad things can happen to other creatures. And then Great Henge. I think this is, in creature builds, this is a pretty auto-include. Okay, so we're going to have to make some cuts to the cuts. But look at this list of cards and their inherent power level versus these. And so, at every point on the curve, these are what we write, like Silverback Shaman versus Nissa Who Shakes the World. You know, this is where I want to take the deck in the future. If we're going to be aggro Radha, and this is a little bit different than the initial Radha list that we were running, so we need 3 more cuts. Okay, let's cut. Let's cut some of this early stuff that I don't think is going to be relevant. So let's cut Scorch Spitter, Flaxen, and Crash Through. Okay, so let's look at our colors real quick. So it's pretty close to even Steven. Yeah, so I think this list is more powerful than the previous list. I think more of these cards can stand alone on their own, and we have more removal. So we're going to give this a try on the Brawl, and let's see if we can't come up with other conclusions and theories. I view every format as an evolving landscape. So as soon as you post a deck list, it's already aging. Sometimes they age okay, and sometimes they age poorly. And you need to be able to continue to pivot. Okay, so this is removal. This is going to give this trample, maybe give Robber of the Rich trample. Okay, I'm going to lead on the tap land so I can get Robber of the Rich down for sure. Incubation Druid, sure. Happy to see a land. Robber of the Rich. We're even on. They're a little bit lower on cards than we are. So next turn we'll Pridemalkin. Oh, excellent. So we're gonna get to see Robber of the Rich pull ahead a little bit. Oh wait, that's tapped. That is tapped. That is tapped. That is tapped. Tap tap. Okay, Pridemalkin. We'll keep the aggression going. See what we draw off them. They're mono green, so we're gonna be happy with anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we were even on cards. My fault. So if they can play Nissa right now. Okay, choose to do that. So we can't swing in anymore, and we can't fight that yet. So let's go ahead and Radha. See if there's a land up top. All right, great. So we can start to get some card advantage via. I like to think of that as I drew 2 cards for the turn, and I drew a land that I didn't have to. But this Elder Gargaroth, if I don't find a good answer to, Great Henge, that's scary. Also scary. I think I need to trade here. And I think the way that I win the game is I'm going to have to Great Henge with them to try and keep up. And then hopefully Embercleave can punch through. Alternatively, if I just let this go... Lee. That's a tough one. All right, let's go no blocks, and maybe we can Embercleave them. All right, opponent's tapped out. All right, so I have 5 mana. I'm going to try and save these because I can't quite build that. But if I attack with everything, then I'm going to be able to Embercleave something. And I'm 1 short of Great Henging. Okay. So let's cleave something. To me, this screams Embercleave, but, you know. Another scary thing we could do is put this on Radha and make it really big via the land count. Okay, in turn. That's game. Opponent's drawing 2 cards per creature. They're all getting bigger. Evolution Sage doing its best impression as a Anthem effect. Yeah, Anthem. All right, good game. Well, this was Robbie Wong. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.